Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Costas here from GoldRush Paranormal. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all are doing well. And what I'm about to show you is a session that I conducted several weeks ago. This was kind of an accidental session. I wasn't exactly planning on doing a full-fledged session for Elizabeth Short. I was merely conducting a session out of the blue. I had no subject matter in mind, but I did end up asking spirits if I could potentially contact the spirit of Elizabeth Short. In my mind, I was thinking for a future session, as I will normally consult with my spirit guides to see if it can be done. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with Elizabeth Short, I'll give you a quick rundown. Elizabeth Short, who is also known as the Black Dahlia, was from Medford, Massachusetts, which is a suburb of Boston and not too far away actually from where I grew up. And she eventually moved to Los Angeles, California, looking for stardom in the movie business. She was a vibrant girl full of promise, but made some bad connections along the way and ended up being gruesomely murdered. Her body was literally severed in half. This was back in 1947 when she was only 22 years of age. Now, as I mentioned, I was not planning on doing a proper session for Elizabeth Short at this time, but what you will see here in a moment is what I believe to be Elizabeth Short connecting with me on a spiritual level. Now, if you are new to the channel, what I do here is connect with spirits using ITC or instrumental transcommunication methods. I've been communicating with spirits in this fashion for over a decade, so if this is something that you are interested in, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified when I do release a video. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Hello?
Just left my side.
You see it with me. Hello?
Yes, hon.
Can you hear me? Who's here with me right now? How many spirits are with me right now? Well, I'm just going to start asking some questions because I'm not even sure what the topic of this session should be. Doesn't matter? Okay. I was thinking today of doing a session for Elizabeth Short. She is also known as the Black Dahlia. Are you familiar with her? I believe she's originally from Boston and eventually moved to California. And she got murdered many years ago. This was, I believe in the 1940s. I'll have to double check. Is there any way I could speak to her? You got it right there? Is that what you said? Elizabeth, are you here? I found it interesting when I asked if Elizabeth was there and an angry male voice came through saying why. Was this the killer or perhaps just another spirit wanting to know why I wanted to speak to her? Let's continue. So, her murder was unsolved for the most part. And she died in a gruesome way. Elizabeth, are you here?
You there?
Who's with me right now? How many spirits are with me?
Walk with me.
So I want to... I'm not sure what you said there. I'll have to review that later. I hear two voices. What are your names? That was an incredible validation to hear a spirit clearly say Elizabeth is innocent. And then a female voice, which could either be a spirit guide or Elizabeth herself, clearly saying, "Killer is onward." Was she implying that the killer had died or that he's still roaming free? Now it is worth mentioning that because of the publicity of this murder, many people, over 500 to be exact, came forward and claimed that they were the killer, which didn't exactly help authorities, as you can imagine. You also hear a spirit mention his full name as Joseph Mahan. Was he the one that was mentioning that Elizabeth was innocent, and did he play a role in her life? I don't know, but it is pretty amazing to get these direct spirit responses. Let's move on. Elizabeth, are you here?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I'm going to assume you are. Can you tell me anything about how you killed Elizabeth?
No.
Do you remember?
Oh, they move fast. Then we just
Do you know the name of the person that killed you? Elizabeth? What's the name of the person that killed you, Elizabeth? Trying to focus into your energy. Is that possible? The movie Wizard of Oz was released in the year 1939 when Elizabeth was only 15 years of age. Was Elizabeth metaphorically making reference of Dorothy to let me know that I made contact with her? Let's continue. Is this a subject that I should talk about, or I should change the subject? I usually like to focus a little bit more beforehand, but I didn't. It was well known that Elizabeth was a vibrant young lady, or as this spirit mentions, such a radiant gal. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't normally hear that term gal mentioned much these days. It seems like it was more prevalent back in the early to mid 1900s. When I do these sessions, it's almost as if I'm being taken back in time and I'm experiencing things exactly as it was back then. This was an amazing response in my opinion. How many of you are with me right now? Say 5? What can you tell me, are you here or are you outside somewhere? You're rushing in? Okay. Where do you come from? Okay, I'm gonna keep it short. At the very end there, you hear a spirit say, "Please help me." And it's important for me to stress that when I'm conducting these sessions, I don't always hear or understand everything that is being said to me in real time. For those that I mentioned that I'm either ignoring or I'm just simply not replying back to spirits, I hope you can kind of understand a little bit more about how ITC spirit communication works. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a like, comment, share it, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys next time.